What's up guys, Add to Cart Ed here, and today I'm going to be reviewing, actually more so comparing the Rode Video Micro and the Movo VXR10. Now, this is going to be a completely unscientific review. I'm not going to go too much in details of what you can see. I'll list everything from what is read on the box. Pretty much all that information you can definitely find on the site. But here's the box for the Movo. And before I go on with this review or this comparison between the two, I have a Rode VM Go or VMGO, and that microphone is awesome. And I broke it, so I just want to put a big and huge shout out to Rode, because I was actually trying to find a replacement for the shock mount. So the microphone, the boom microphone, snapped from the shock mount, and I could not find a replacement online. So I emailed Rode, and within an hour or two, I would say closer towards the hour side, they responded to my request, and they said that it's there's no replacements to buy. You just have to send it in and they'll repair it. Otherwise, they'll give me a new one. So I sent it in 2 p.m. on a, I believe 2 p.m. on a Wednesday, and I got it back on Friday. So I was completely shocked at how fast I got that back. Within 2 days, I already got my the microphone back, and within that time, after I mailed the microphone in for repairs, I bought this Movo because it was $20 cheaper than the Rode microphone or Rode Video Micro, which I did borrow from my friends for this comparison, because I'm going to go to Hawaii, and the representative told me that it was going to take a week or two, and I didn't want to be microphone-less, so I purchased this in hopes to get it. But now I have this Movo and the Rode, so I was curious to test this against the two. I know there are other YouTube reviewers out there, so basically what I did was I set up a rig to have actually both identical A6300s with the same pretty much body, small rig, and just two different microphones. So like I said, here's the box for that. This is the VXR10. The Movo. This is $20 cheaper than the Video Micro Go. And I love Rode products, but I did want to try this out, and because it was a quick replacement, I purchased this for Hawaii, which I'm going to go on vacation for a week, and I didn't want to be without a microphone. So first things I noticed right when I took it out of the box is that the cord is actually much longer than the Rode microphone, and it's black. So there's a difference there. This one's black, longer. Rode, red. Also, this is at a right angle, and then you have one that's straight. I wish both of them were both right angles. But not a big deal. You can always purchase one of these, or I can just swap it for my other microphone if I wanted to. So it's not a deal breaker. Again, it is $20 cheaper, and all you have to do pretty much is just flip it like that, and you're good. Now, the dead cats that come with it are almost exactly identical. This is just a little bit darker. And then this seems to be the Rode is a little bit more fluffier. Now taking off the dead cat. Okay. Taking off the dead cat, you'll see that they almost look identical, except for the Rode is a little bit thinner up front, and the Movo, it's thick all the way across, and I will do some close-up on this from that. But otherwise, they're almost exactly the same height. So they're about the same length almost. The Movo is slightly longer, but otherwise the build and quality very good for both. As far as weight goes, they feel exactly the same weight. Okay, so also the shock mount is the shock mount on the Rode is wider, and it seems to be a little bit more forgiving, so it will have a little bit more movement. So if the camera is moving or you're walking around and you happen to hit something, the shock mount will get too much of that sound. From what I noticed from the Movo, and I did check some of the footage I took earlier, if you do move this around, because it's so stiff, the shock mount will kind of absorb any kind of movement or anything that you hit to the anything to the camera. So you will slightly hear some of that, and because actually this mount I use, this plate that was attached to it, it's very stiff, and it was moving around. It did get some of that noise I noticed from the Movo. Okay, so I'm gonna say the same statement, or repeat the same sentence, and I'm gonna be switching back and forth between both microphones. So I am at the Calabasas library, and this is my microphone test. I am at the Calabasas library, and this is my microphone test. So now I'll just go ahead and start talking through and let you guys know that I got John back here filming with me. He's filming on his iPhone 8 Plus, and I got two A6300s set up on this little makeshift rig that I put together, and I have on this side the Rode Video Micro, and on this side I have the Movo VXR10, and this looks like a pretty gnarly setup. So me walking around here, it's pretty hot today, a little sweaty now, but yeah. Alright, so this is the setup I had today, and what I was walking around when you saw earlier. It's a pretty insane looking setup. People were looking at me funny when I was walking around the library vlogging with this, more so because they're exactly the same camera too. And why do you need two? Well, I'm comparing the microphones, and they didn't know that because they look practically identical from where walking around. But this is a crazy looking rig, and it was just kind of fun to do and get the looks that people were giving me when I was doing this. But this is definitely something I'd probably end up using again if I'm going to compare cameras and take it together so I can put them on at the same time. Not something ideal I'll take around with me all the time, but for the purposes of comparing like I'm doing now, this was fun, and this looks pretty crazy. Alright guys, and there you have it. That is my comparison between the Rode Video Micro and the Movo VXR10. Now, I'm going to have to go ahead and give this to Rode because I love how Rode sounds. And if you noticed from my comparison, the Movo was slightly louder. And I didn't make any changes to the camera body, so if you happen to go with the Movo VRX10, just know that if you don't change the audio settings, it will be slightly loud. And you only notice that if you're actually comparing it between the Rode. But it's not a deal breaker. They're both, I'd say, pretty damn equal as far as vlogging quality goes. You can go with either one and you'll still have great quality audio. Now, again, I do prefer Rode of how it just sounds without having to make any changes to the audio settings. If you do want to have that kind of quality and you don't want to happen to spend $20 more, then you can go with the Movo and just change your audio settings. Go find it. I'm sure there's plenty of other YouTubers out there that has kind of tutorials on how to make change the settings in your camera bodies to your specific camera and make that quality sound great as you're recording. Now, the Rode Video Micro is $60 and the Movo VXR10 is $40. So if you're like me, who does this as a hobby and spends all my own money on this equipment, the $20 cheaper definitely helps out, because then I can buy more equipment and other things that I want to do with this hobby. Now, if you have the money to spend, go ahead and get the Rode Micro. I personally, right now, I'm recording on the Rode VM Go, and I love this shotgun microphone. But again, I bought this because I needed a microphone and I was getting that repaired. So I'm gonna keep both, and I'll probably have this in my backpack at all times. So this is just something that's a little more compact and easier to store in my bag and have with me wherever I go. But I think for the most part, I'll be using my Rode VM Go. Alright, so if you like this video, go ahead and hit that little thumbs up below. Give this video a like. Leave a comment and let me know what you think about this comparison between the two. Are you with Team Rode, or are you jumping on a new guy's Movo? Again, both great quality audio. And you know, or if you want to leave a comment just saying hi, hello, or leave an emoji, that's perfectly fine with me too. If you like my entire channel, please hit that subscribe button. That just lets me know that I'm actually putting some good content out there. And if you're not, that's fine with me. I'm gonna push harder and I'm gonna keep going to try to get better quality for you guys and better videos. Yeah, thank you guys for watching again. Catch you guys in the next one.